أنخ الراوية أنخ السقاء هذا في العراق والحجاز مختلف كانوا يقولون. هذا واحد منهم كان، وإلا البقية أصحاب الحسين عليه الصلاة والسلام سقوا الجيش الحر وخيلهم.
They provided water to the army of Hur and also sprayed the horses of the army of Hur with water and provided them with water. No, this is not help supporting sin. In Maqasid it's mentioned that this doesn't qualify as support. If someone abuses it, that doesn't mean supporting sin. Yes, if one sells something with the intention of supporting that sin, that would be considered so. So someone who is a sinner and he rides a taxi, the taxi driver is doing this only so that he could get the fees, get paid, not because he is a sinner. This is part of oratory. When someone asks a question, they don't give an answer to that directly, but they give another answer because the other answer is more important. There is examples of it in the Quran. It says they will ask you. They'll ask you what should they give, and the reply says, what should we give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Quran doesn't reply. He doesn't reply as to what to do. He gives the reply gives whatever you give, it should be in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it hasn't specifically mentioned what. Everything that you give should be given in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when a question is asked and we believe that there should be another question which is more important than this, we'll answer, we'll give a reply to the question which we deem to be more important. So the ayah says, what shall we give? What shall we give in the way of Allah? And the reply comes, whatever you give, it should be in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the same here, it says, they will ask you about the soul, ruh, or the spirit. For example, a child asks a question, asks that. So when the father answers, wherever we go, it will be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's not specifically answering as to where they are going to go now, but he outlines a general principle. There is a difference of opinion on this. Someone says the marriage contract is batil. And some say it's not the aqd is not batil. It's mentioned in the Jawahir and Shirazi. And in my opinion, the aqd is not batil. Only the mahr, the dowry, is not mentioned. If, as I said, if the virginity is made conditional, even if it's it should be conditional, even if it's assumed to be on the assumptions that this is the case. Competing priorities, we have it all everywhere. This was the most important when Moses, when he burning coal and put it on his tongue. If he hadn't done that, he would have been killed because he was from the Israelites. Yeah, this is in the case of Moses, this wasn't most important. So it's more important that he survives than so the case of eloquence, Moses was eloquent, but he mentioned to Harun to be more eloquent than him, and that's because of the fact that he put the burning coal on his tongue, in his mouth. Yes. The Qibla is the Kaaba, wherever it is. So the thing which is accepted is that it's the Kaaba itself which is the direction to that one should pray. So assume it's someone in the desert, distance of 6 kilometers, for example.
میبیننش با تلسکوپ با این مجهر دارن نگاه میکنن این یه دونه انسان چقدر عرضش 1 متر دیگه اگه 4 نفر با هم وایسادن تو میکروسکوپ دارن نگاه میکنن همه 4 تا اینو مقابل خودشون میبینن وقت اشکال نداره میگن بعد سعه درست میکنه
So when at a distance, then that is not a problem. So you can tolerate if there are. It is said that Nasruddin Tursi, he was attending a lesson of Muhaqqiq Hilli. So Muhaqqiq Hilli. That in Iraq should they go to slightly to the left. So Muhaqqiq Hilli said to Nasir ad-Dursi in his question, the question of tilting to the left. So if you are inside the mosque, grand mosque, whichever. It is mustahab in the grand mosque. You pray. It is mustahab that you pray towards the corner of the Kaaba, rather than the actual flat wall. When you are at a distance, it's the same thing. It is mustahab to pray towards the corner of the Kaaba, rather than towards the flat wall. So when Muhaqqiq Hilli said minha wa ilayha, from the Kaaba and towards the Kaaba, it's in this sense. So in Iraq, it is recommended that one tilts slightly to the left. Yes, so we have a narration. We have a narration that it is mustahab that you pray towards the corner of the Kaaba, even though praying towards the wall of the Kaaba is accepted. There is a difference of opinion on this. That the narration said whenever you shorten your salah, that means you have to break your fast. We have a narration that the Kaaba is from the bottom, the heart of the earth, to the elevation of the sky. So all of that direction is the Qibla. The Kaaba, the height of the Kaaba was less during the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
دو بار ظاهرا کعبه رو بنایی کردن، ارتفاعش رو بیشتر کردن.
And during the time of the Imam, they rebuilt the Kaaba and made it higher.
قاعدش یعنی عرض بنده است. بعضی دیگه هم فرمودن در طواف هم قاعده میگن اشکال نداره. یعنی اگه همین الان یک کسی بالاتر از خود دیوار کعبه، چون دیوار کعبه ملاک نیست، کعبه خراب شد که چند بار خراب شده، چجوری طواف کنن؟ کجا رو چی طواف کنن؟ این شعاع اینجا دور همین طواف
حالا
همین الان هم اگه یه طبقاتی درست بکنن
if there are
از دیوار کعبه بالاتر باشه چه
if you have levels higher than the wall of the Kaaba, apparently it's okay, even though some of the recent scholars contemporary scholars have questioned this. As I said, so imagine if the Kaaba was demolished, whether it's by flood or whatever. Where do they pray? Where do they do the circumambulation, the tawaf? So it will be around the footprint of the Kaaba, even if the walls are not built. The general answer is that whenever the subject matter changes, the ruling changes. Sheikh Murtada in Makazib was mentioned on this. لأن المتشبهين تخنث or changing to female is haram and is cursed. لعن الله المتخنثين أو متشبهين. If this is the case, there were four questions were asked. One of them is if they do tashabih in Iraq. تعزية in Iran. If a man wears a hijab and so on to pretend to be a female, or when women-only programs, when women wear the clothes of men like Ali al-Akbar, and Mirza Naini has said, and I've seen more than 50 commentaries on this. And those who have written commentaries after Mirza Naini. Mirza Naini says it's not from. They've asked four questions from Mirza Naini, and he said this. In this acting, it's okay. There's no problem with it.
خودش اصل این مسئله محل خلاف.
So in principle, this
یعنی تخنث اونه که حرامه. خود لعنم دلالت بر حرمت نداره. انقدر مکروهات ما داریم که ملعون من نام فی سطح بلا محجر روایت داره. ملعون من سافر وحده، ملعون من اکل زاده
So-
وحده. نه مکروهاته.
and we have.
اگر بگیم حرامه بله، چرا نه؟
If this is haram, then fine. But if the mere
بله چرا نه؟ بنابراین مبنا بله.
fact that it's scared doesn't necessarily mean it's haram. For example, ملعون من سافر وحده. Someone ملعون is who travels. It's just to indicate the severity of the makruh, but it's not haram. But تخنث is to behaving like women. That is haram and
لا لا دلیل
cursed.
في حرم الحسين عليه الصلاة والسلام
There is no evidence for that.
تاريخ موجود هذول مدفونين ظهرهم على الإمام الحسين. دليل ماكو إلا الصلاة دليل خاص أكو هو هم مو إجماع المسألة. الرواية بها بحث سندي الإمام لا يساوى ولا يقدم أو لا يقدم ولا يساوى. إجماع ماكو على هذا.
There is no consensus on this.
لا يجوز.
No.
مو مناسب. ولذا أنا أتذكر
To be buried with one's back towards the Imam.
جنوب قبر الإمام الحسين يعني طرف باب القبلة بالصحن نادر كانوا يدفنون.
It's rarely that you see.
لما تحت الرجل أو الخلف لا فوق
Either they-
الرأس كانوا يدفنون قليل كانوا يدفنون.
Either they used to bury beneath the feet or at the back. Neither at the top of the head or in the front.
من معلوم نیست. جماعتی گفتن منم برداشتم اینو ترک اولام نبود. اینو عرض کردم. عصیان مقام عصمت. بفرمایید. شاید اینجوری که حتی قبل از وضع شریعت یعنی موضوع نداشته شریعت برای دیگران. اگه چرا حضرت آدم شریعتی داشته که خودش عمل میکرده. روایت داره حضرت آدم 1000 بار حج کرد تو ذهنم.
So Adam used to have Sharia as well. So it is narrated that Adam performed Hajj 1,000 times between Hajj and Umrah.
نه برای خودش که بوده. برای خودش یعنی نه دیگران نبودن. چیه دلیلش که بعد حبوط پیغمبر شد؟ یعنی دلیل داریم. آخه ببینید یک رسول ما داریم و یک نبی.
We have a messenger and a prophet. Rasul means, a messenger means for others, but a prophet or a nabi is only for himself.
همینه. ممکنه فقط 124,000 پیغمبر اینا همشون رسول نبودن.
These 124,000, they were not all messengers, Rasul.
شریعت برای خودش هم نداشته. وقت فقط عصیان در مقام عصمت. یعنی این فرق میکنه. ببینید خود من و شما اگر یک امری به بچه ها کردیم، اون بچه 2 ساله و 3 ساله که مخالفت کرد اون عصیان نیست. عصیان در مقام بچگیه. بزرگ نه اگه امر به همون بچه کرد.
So if this disobedience that is referred to, it depends on the circumstances. For example, when you tell a child of a 2-year-old, 3-year-old to do something and they do disobedience, that is not considered disobedience. It's related to his childhood. So the Imam, the Ma'soom, they say that they've committed sins, but or seek forgiveness for sins. It's within that asma. For example, when they eat food, they regret doing that. They have to eat food so that they can survive, but they can consider that a shortfall, a shortcoming, and instead they should be spending time worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rather than eating food, even though eating food is necessary for them to survive, to stay alive.
یکیشون اینجوری داره نماز میخونه، یکیشون اینجوری، یکی اینجوری، یکی اینجوری، عقب رفت بس همشون دور کعبه. چه فرق میکنه پلوی کعبه باشه یا 100 کیلومتر عقب رفته؟ اونم رو به کعبه است.
But they may be the people around the Kaaba, different directions. They're praying towards the Kaaba, even though their directions are different. So whether they are close to the Kaaba or 100 kilometers away, it's the same. They're in the same direction.
اینی که اینجوری وایسه رو به کعبه میتونه اینجوری وایسه؟ نه میدونم اون ور کعبه است، آخه این ور کعبه است. اگه عقب رفتن همینجور و همون جوری که وایساده دم کعبه همون جور عقب میره، همون جور باید وایساده باشه، نه یه جور دیگه. همین چش کن.
So if someone who is facing the Kaaba, if they go back, they should go back in the same direction, not changing direction towards any other. Yeah, there is a debate as to there are countries or islands which are underneath the Kaaba, on the other side of the earth. They can direct, people there can pray in any direction. Other countries which have 2 pathways to the Kaaba, then they should consider the shortest pathway and pray using the shortest pathway. So for example, if we say, if someone asks Tehran is which way, they will say this way. If he says the opposite way, he says, yeah, if you go around the earth, the whole globe, and then you will come back to Tehran. So this is not accepted, even though it's correct.
این از این وری وایساده رو به تهران، اون که اون طرفه از این وری وایساده مقابل هم. یعنی همین دور کعبه که تو مسجد الحرام هست، اگه اینا عقب برن، اینی که این طرفه اون طرفی وای نمیشه، همین جور میره عقب تا هر جا بره. اونم که اون طرفه اون همین جوری میره عقب. لحاظا هر کسی همون جوری که تو مسجد الحرام دور کعبه وایساده همون جور بره عقب، بله چه اشکال داره.
صلی الله محمد و آله الطاهرین.
لامك يا روحي شبعيدك عني عني شبعيدك يا بالقلب مرعى بأيام الحميل القلب اشكي ترباك يا جاسم من عقب حمله يا جاسم من عقب حملك ليالي رباك